In this demonstration we look at configuring storage pools. Storage pools allows me to take groups of storage and then present them to our file services. What we're going to do to start with is I've come into Server Manager on my file server. We'll come to our file and storage services. Then what we'll do is we'll click under servers on storage pools. What we're now going to do is we're now going to create a new storage pool and we're going to present some of the local disks that are currently sitting in this server. So we'll come to tasks, we'll come to new storage pool. This will bring us into Wizard, so on the before you begin page we'll select next. Then on the storage pool name we'll just give it a name. I'm going to call it storage pool 1. We're going to do it on lonserve 1 and select next. Then what we'll do is we'll just select the first 5 disks. Then what we'll do is we'll select our next button. Read through the screen on confirmation and select create. And then what we're going to do at this point here, it's now going to create our storage pool. And we'll select close. Now we've created our storage pool. Next thing we'll want to do is create some virtual disks within this storage pool. So now I'll highlight the storage pool, I'll come to virtual disks, come to tasks and create a new virtual disk. As you can see, we've got 156 gigabytes of capacity and free space is 155 gigabytes. So we'll select OK at this point here. Brings us into another wizard, so we'll select next. And now what we'll do is we'll just give the disk a name. I'm going to call mine Simple V Disk. I'm not going to create any storage tiers on this virtual disk. I don't have different types of storage. They're all the same type and same make. So we'll select next. In the case of my enclosure awareness, so enclosure awareness stores copies of your data on separate storage enclosures or just a bunch of disks, helping us to protect our data if an entire enclosure fails. Don't have this functionality anywhere in this lab environment, so we'll just select next. In the case of my storage layout, we're just going to go for simple at this point and select next. That brings us into our provisioning. So what we're going to do with provisioning is we're going to go for a thin provisioned virtual disk and select next. Then what we need to do is we just need to specify our size. What I'm going to do at this point here is I'm just going to make this a 2 gigabyte disk and select next. We'll read through the confirmation. We're happy with the confirmation, so at this point we'll select create. That now goes through and creates our virtual hard disk. So now we've created the actual disk itself, we'll select close. This brings us into a new volume wizard. So what we'll do at this point here is we'll select next. For server and disk, what we'll do is go for our Simple V disk and select next. In the case of the size, for the volume size, we'll just go with the default for the volume size and select next. With our drive and letter, we'll stick with F colon and select next. What we'll do is we'll format this with the resilient file system and select next again. Read through the confirmation and select create. This now goes through and as we can see it's creating the volume and formatting the volume. So at this point here we'll just select our close button. Then what we'll do is we'll just come into File Explorer. And what we can see down here is we've now got our new F drive. If we just right click on the F drive, if we just look at the properties, what we now have is we now have our 2 gig. And this is our storage space with a virtual hard disk sitting on it. And that's the end of this demonstration. Thank you.